Hello, Masterduel Central. The theme Chronicle event is probably live by the time you're watching this video. As always, when a new event comes around the corner, it's time for us to discuss some decks, what you should play. Whenever we make these videos, they're a community effort. Many people in the Masterduel Central Discord showcasing decks for the event and different strategies that you can maybe try out. So make sure to check out the Discord link in the description. It's completely free to join, a great community just to help each other out, building decks and strategies and stuff like that. I'm going to shout out everyone as I showcase their decks. We have a lot to go through, so let's just get right into it. So here's the first deck list, and as always, what we're going to do is we're going to go through multiple deck lists, and afterwards we'll go into replays for every deck that we showcased. So the first one that we have here is Weather Painters, and I do believe Weather Painters are going to be top tier, if not the best deck. So yeah, Weather Painters is definitely something you want to look out for. If you have the Weather Painter cards by any chance, I mean, there's really no reason not to run them. They're going to be absolutely amazing. They play exceptionally well under Dimensional Fissure, which is really hard to play under for a lot of decks. You know, like this build in particular runs some funky ratios, like 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Prohibition. Do as you will with that. This is just to give you like a general idea of what the deck looks like. 3 copies, of course, of the new Link Weather Painter Rainbow. So this is like an Omni Negate Link monster. There's not a lot of decks that can set up an Omni Negate on a Link monster, and thanks to their field spell, they can actually make it using their continuous spells that they get to search, as well as their continuous traps. So it's really solid. It's a really strong deck. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of this onto the next deck though. Oh, and before we get into this, I do want to shout out Yoshimitsu for the Weather Painter deck. Now shout out Mazinger in the Discord for this here, and this is Vendreads. Now you don't want to sleep on Vendreads, okay? Vendreads in this event are going to be very scary. It might not be the most popular deck, but for the people who are going to play it, you'll be impressed. I can't wait to share the replay for this one in particular. It's absolutely insane. They're rocking a really fancy extra deck, and you see Gale Dogra here. Gale Dogra is really good in this deck, trust me. Best starter of all time. I can't wait to show off this one. So this is the next deck here. Shout out to me. I'm the one who came up with this one. Not that I'm the first person to ever play Naturia Beast and Dinos or anything. But yeah, this is going to be the deck I'm going to be running with most likely, the Dinos. And as always, they're absolutely incredible this event. I'm also running a Utopia double package since we can't really like OTK with the UCT. We might have lost the UCT, but honestly, even without UCT, I think Dinos are still going to be pretty insane this event. If not top tier, at least tier 2 for this event. If you're a Dino player, no reason not to just play Dinos here. This deck is super strong. But yeah, I can't wait to share the replay for this one. On to the next deck. So for the next list here, shout out to Arrowman Mike, and this is Kozmo. And Arrowman Mike is known to make some really funky decks. You can see the Borlode Riot Dragon without the spell in here. So just bear in mind, guys, that this guy knows what he's doing. This is a really weird one, but I can't wait to share the replay. I'm not really into Kozmo, so I don't really know too much about this build or if it's weird or anything like that, but I think the replay will speak for itself. So look forward to that, and on to the next deck here. Alright, and for the next one here, huge shout out to Digidestin Keyblader. Now I do want you guys to keep in mind this event is structured more like a festival, so you don't necessarily need to bring the most competitive deck ever. Just playing a fun deck that you really enjoy is good enough too. So if you want to play some Toons, this is a good place to play it. They didn't hit anything in Toons, and obviously Toons are not the most competitive deck anyway, but you know, you can always play them like a fun little OTK deck. It's a ton of fun to play, of course, and the extra deck does not matter. You mostly just use it for your pot cards, so don't worry about these cards too much here. But yeah, you know, just a fun deck for a fun festival. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, huge shout out to Digidestined Keyblader, and let's move on to the next deck. And finally, for our decks to showcase here, we have Kronos in the Discord showcasing his Crusadia Mech Knight build. Now, as you guys can see, he's running a lot of back row hate, most likely in anticipation for a lot of Weather Painters. We'll see if it pays off. If you want to play the Crusadia deck, there's also a build with a lot of Kaijus instead of Mech Knights, but this one is a pretty cool lore deck, and yeah, they're pretty much unhit. They have like 3 solo modes to themselves and this whole like lore of Crusadia, World Legacy, Mech Knight stuff. So really cool deck, mostly just a going second OTK kind of deck, so running a ton of going second cards here, you know, so maybe something to go for. If you already have the cards, why not, right? It's gonna be solid, gonna get some quick wins, get yourself those gems very quickly. But yeah, I do want to mention there's a couple of decks I wasn't able to cover. For instance, Sun Avalon will be great, but I didn't have anyone in my Discord with a Sun Avalon list. So look out for Sun Avalon. Another good one would be like Orcus. I just didn't want to showcase Orcus. It would be kind of redundant. We already have the loner deck and stuff. You're going to be seeing a lot of Orcus. Trust me, I personally highly recommend, if you have it, to run an Abyss Dweller this event. But anyway, let's get into the replays. Shout out Yoshimitsu. Our first replay is going to be the Weather Painters. Now, this is pretty much just showcasing the ideal scenario for you. We have Dimensional Fissure in hand, the Weather Forecast, our main searcher in Snow, and the Weather Painter Cloud. So we start with activating Dimensional Fissure, then we use the Weather Forecast, which will activate one weather spell/trap from your deck, and it's going to set in your spell and trap zone, activate in your spell and trap zone, the Snowy Canvas, which basically will allow you to search out a weather card from your deck here. So normal summon Snow. Snow will activate another weather card from the deck, and we're also going to chain it to itself using the effect of Snowy Canvas, and that way we also get to search out an additional spell/trap, weather spell/trap, sorry. So add to hand the Rainy Canvas using the Snow Canvas, and we can activate Weather Thunder from the deck using Snow. Then we get the Weather Painter Cloud. This is using the additional normal summon that the Weather Forecast allows you to do. And then using the Weather Forecast, we can actually use our face-up spells and traps as materials to link summon Rainbow. Then we can use the effect of Weather Painter Cloud. Since face-up spells and traps were sent to the grave, we can add them back to the field. So here we have two weather cards on the field, some battle protection in the Weather Thunder Canvas, and a way to pop a spell or trap with the Rainy Canvas. And we also have an Omni Negate because the Weather Painter Rainbow can send a weather monster it points to the graveyard in order to Omni Negate. It can also tribute itself to negate a special summon. So this is pretty amazing. We also have Dimensional Fissure to stop our opponent from using the graveyard. This seems pretty unbeatable. Also, since it was banished in the standby phase, Weather Painter Snow will return to allow our monster to have an extra Omni Negate. By the way, we're playing against Adamanticipators here in ranked. They're not even playing in a theme Chronicle like room or anything, just playing in ranked, and it's still good enough to win. Easy clap, just like that. Omni Negate the Analyzer. Thank you very much. Have a good day. This is an absolutely amazing deck, even outside of the event, and this deck list was for the event, so it just goes to show you how insane it's going to be in the Theme Chronicle event. But let's move on to the next replay. Alright, so for our next replay here, we have Vendread from Mazinger, and I can't wait to show you guys this replay because this deck goes so hard. So let's just get into it here. Okay, oh good. You'll love to see Gale Dogra, guys. This card is so cool in this deck. But yeah, so we have Gale Dogra, Mad Mauler, Vendread Hound Horde, a Slayer, and a Battle Lord. Let's see how it plays out. I'm not super familiar with all the cards, so I might have a hard time keeping up. But let's do our best, okay? So here we go. Starting off with a Gale Dogra. Gale Dogra effect. Pay 3,000 life points to send a monster from your extra deck to the grave. So we can send Herald of the Arclight here. And with this card, you can add one ritual monster or one ritual spell from your deck to your hand. So we'll use that to get the Incantation Chalice Slime. Shout out MBT. Then we'll use Gale Dogra again, sending another copy of Herald of the Arclight to search Revendread Origins. We'll use the effect of Chalice Slime. We can discard the Hound Horde to special summon Candolph from our deck. Then we can search out the Incantation Inception. Use Inception. We can use our Incantation Chalice Slime as a material to summon out Battle Lord. Then we're going to use the effect of Incantation Inception in the grave to tribute basically our Candle and summon out a Talisman from the deck. And then with the Talismandrake, we can search out the Scavenger. Activate Inception yet again. We can use our Talismandrake to summon out Revendread Slayer. Then following this, we're going to use the Graveyard effect of Hound Horde, sending the Scavenger to the grave to summon out the Hound Horde. We can make ourselves an Vendread Savior. Then use the Revendread Slayer in the grave as well as Battle Lord effect in the graveyard. The effect of Battle Lord would search out a Slayer from the deck, and we can send a Scar of the Vendread to the grave using the Slayer's effect, searching out an Origin while we're at it. Scar of the Vendread will trigger, searching out a Ravenous Vendread, activate the Revendread Origin to bring back, well, to ritual summon the Slayer using the Scavenger, the Scar of the Vendread in the graveyard here. Then we use Savior to get back our Revendread Origin. We can activate it again. So we can summon out the Scavenger from the grave by using Mad Mauler in our hand as material here. So here we go. Vendread Scavenger. Activate Revendread Origin yet again to summon out the Battle Lord from the grave using the... summon out the Slayer using the Battle Lord as a material. My bad. You can use both Slayers to make a Beatrice. Then we're going to use the Beatrice effect to send to the graveyard a Mezuki. Use the effect of Mezuki, banish it from the graveyard. We can special bank the Slayer since it was summoned properly originally. Then we can use these 3, make ourselves an Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. We're going to use the effect of Ravenous Vendread, bring out Revenants from the deck, and using Hound Horde as well as Revenants, we can make ourselves a Vendread Chimera. And because these 2 guys were used as material, the Hound Horde as well as the Revenants, is going to also gain the quick effect of banishing a monster and banishing a spell or trap that your opponent controls, on top of quick effect, banish 1 zombie monster from your grave, negate an activation of a card that would destroy a card on the field. So pretty good. Graveyard effect of Scavenger. We can bring it back from the grave, use it and Slayer to make an IP Masquerena. So we're looking pretty good here. We've got a Masquerena, an Appaloosa, and a quick effect pop and a quick effect banish of a monster and a quick effect banish of a spell and trap. Then we're going to use the effect of Beatrice to send the Banshee to the grave to activate Zombie World. Zombie World is a really good floodgate. It can stop a lot of decks from playing. Our opponent is going to go ahead and use some of their virtual cards here. So we're going to use the effect of Vendread Chimera, banishing the Maihime and banishing the spell. That way our opponent has really nothing that they can use to make their virtual world plays. So yet again, a Theme Chronicle deck winning in ranked against virtual world. Really awesome stuff, honestly. This deck is absolutely incredible. Kind of hard to keep up with, not gonna lie, but pretty sick. On to the next replay. Alright, so next up we have my replay of Dinos, and I did go kind of overkill here after being a little salty for losing to Yoshimitsu's Weather Painters. So we are still playing against Weather Painters with the Dinos here, and I'll get to showcase to you pretty much full combo for the Dinos here. When you have Giant Rex in hand, you get to extend even further to get an even better board, so let's just show you what it is. Gonna activate the Fossil Dig to get the Misk, activate Misk in the hand, then Misk effect in the grave, banish. Thankfully my opponent did not have Ash. We summon out the Archosaur. We can use also Chain Block it with the effect of Lost World. So they get a token, we pop the Petite, search out the Pill, then the Petite will trigger in the grave, summoning out the Ovi. Ovi is going to search a baby, obviously, you know what it is, summon a baby, use Ovi, pop the baby, bring back the Petite from the graveyard, baby effect, summon out a Scrap Raptor, pop the baby, but this time we do something different. We pop the Petite and we summon out the Dogoran. That way, if my opponent is playing Kaijus, they can't Kaiju my board because your opponent can only control 1 Kaiju, right? So if they try to Kaiju my board, the best they can do is just special summon their own Kaiju to the field. So this is like a way to make sure you don't get Kaiju. So it's really, really solid. Then we're going to use our Archosaur to make a Linkuriboh. Using Linkuriboh and the Scrap Raptor, we make a Scrap Wyvern. Then we bring back the Scrap Raptor. Scrap Raptor pop, use the effect of Scrap Wyvern, chain block it with the Scrap Raptor. Searching out the Chimera from our deck, we summon out the Golem, pop the baby, pop the egg, but protect it by popping the baby in the deck using the Jurassic World. So then we get the effect of, I said Jurassic World, I meant Lost World. Anyway, using the effect of baby, we summon out a Misk, and using the effect of Golem, we bring out our Scrap Raptor from the graveyard. Then using Misk as well as Ovi, we make a Gallant Granite. Gallant Granite, detach the Misk, and we get to search out the Nemesis Keystone. Use Keystone effect, add back the Misk to the deck. Then using Keystone as well as Scrap Raptor, we can make ourselves a Naturia Beast. Then using these 3 here, we make an Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, summon out the Scrap Chimera, bring back the Scrap Raptor. We can use these 2 to make ourselves an IP Masquerena. Now we use the effect of Double Evolution Pill, banishing the Giant Rex and the Keystone to summon out Coatlas. Giant Rex is going to summon itself to the field, and there we go. Keystone effect adds itself to the hand. This is really, really important for us because if you go on an IP pass, you're pretty much guaranteed a card in hand with the Keystone, like if you want to go into Unicorn, for instance. So really, really solid stuff. And we pass our turn to our opponent, and guess what they draw for turn? No, a Kaiju. But we actually set up a Kaiju on our own turn, so they can't use it. They try to activate their spells, but Naturia Beast is here to completely shut down the Weather Painters. So, you know, it's pretty much easy clap from here. We're going to use the effect of Naturia Beast. They're going to summon out their Kaiju. I'm going to actually make a Goddess here using their Kaiju. Then they're going to activate the effect of the Weather Forecast. We're going to negate it with the Naturia Beast. They're going to go for Prohibition. We negate it with Naturia Beast yet again. At this point, like, we're just having fun. We're just chilling around. We know we won the game. They're gonna go for the Weather Painter Snow. We're gonna negate it with the Appaloosa. Then they go for the Earth Charmer, and Earth Charmer is gonna beat over the Appaloosa. Not really an issue at this point. Use the Earth Charmer effect, but we can actually negate the Charmers using the Underworld Goddess. So I guess that even came up. Then on our own turn, we're gonna activate the effect of Misk. I'm just BMing at this point. Banish 4, summon Ovi, Ovi effect. Use the effect of Giant Rex in the banish pile. Give them a token. summon out the Giant Rex to our field. Then we get our Misk to our hand. We make a Utopia double. Utopia double, detach a material. We get our double or nothing from the deck to the hand. We will summon out a Utopia. Activate the effect of Misk because we're BMing. Then we're going to use these three to make a Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn effect, discard Lost World. Summon out the Keystone, make a Pentastag. And we're going to go to battle, negate our own attack, activate double or nothing, double up our attack in the damage step, and 9,000 to the face right through the token. We were just BMing, having fun at the end there. But yeah, you know, Dino's insane. So our next replay here is from Arrowman Mike, and it's playing the Kozmo deck. Now, I'm not super familiar with what Kozmos do. I know they're not very good, but from what he's telling me, he's saying they're crazy in this event. So let's see what this is looking like here. We're going second against Weather Painters. So if we can beat Weather Painters going second, that's already really impressive. Let's see it. They get themselves a Weather Painter canvas. They set the Solemn Judgment. They have the Weather Thunder canvas on the field, as well as Painter Cloud and Snow. So they activate Allure, banishing the Sage de Fleur here. We use Card Destruction, and we got a bunch of new cards, and we can use the Graveyard effect of Burrowed Riot Dragon, pop a card in hand to add it to hand, then Cosmo Dark Destroyer will trigger since it's been destroyed to summon out the Slip Rider. Slip Rider on summon will pop the Solemn Judgment. I don't know why they didn't Solemn that. Then we're going to go Sage de Fleur, pop one monster in the field spell. We can banish from our graveyard the Slip Rider to summon out the Strawman. Then special summon out the Cosmo Dark Destroyer, go into Scrap Wyvern. Wyvern effect is going to bring back the Scrap Golem. Then we'll pop we'll pop the Dark Destroyer, trigger the Dark Destroyer, banishing it to summon a Slip Rider from our deck. We can pop the Weather Painter Canvas Trap, whatever, and they bring it back with the Cloud. Then we'll use Scrap Golem effect to bring back the Chimera. Use 4 to make Scaruya Skull Dread. Then shuffle a couple back, go Reasoning. Our opponent decides 4, so they get it right. We go Reasoning again. They go for level 8, and we get to summon out Cosmo Dark Lady. Then we get to special summon out our Sword Troopers from our hand. Bring back the Cosmo Strawman using the Sword Troopers. And then Strawman from the Banished pile will summon out Destroyer, and they all get boosted thanks to Saryu's Skull Dread. We'll go to battle. They'll banish the Weather Painter Cloud, but we'll negate its effect using the Dark Lady, and just go for a game, it seems. Yeah. Interesting replay. I'm still kind of confused as to what happened, but if you know your Cosmos, well, there you go. So next up here, we have Digidestined Keyblader, and we have a nice little Toon replay. Probably going to be a pretty basic replay, just kind of OTKing like Toons love to do. So let's see it happen here. First, our opponent's probably going to set up a bunch of stuff here. Let's see what we're playing against. Oh, so we're going first with Toons. Interesting. Weird. So we go Toon Kingdom, then we activate Toon Table of Contents, adding the Tooch Pay Flip, summoning out the Blackstone of Legend. We can special summon from our deck the Red Ice Toon Dragon, activate Toon Kingdom, then we'll use Toon Page Flip to add a Toon monster from our deck to our hand. And, special summon one, and we get a Red Ice Toon Dragon. We set Toon Terror. So we've got 2 Red Ice Toon Dragons and a Toon Terror, and our opponent is playing Dragon Link. How do we beat Dragon Link with this stuff? I can't see it happening. Anyway. So they go Boot Sector Launch here. First summoning out. Okay, so I guess they kind of bricked. They're going to make a Quad Boral Dragon. Use the effect of Quad Boral here to pop itself to special summon out the Rocket Caliber as well as the Recharger to make a Chaos Ruler. Okay, Chaos Ruler effect. We're going to go Toon Terror, negate the Chaos Ruler and destroy it. They're going to set 1 card and pass turn. Okay, that's pretty funny that Dragon Link couldn't play through that through 2 Red Eyes. That's really funny. Toon Bookmark, going to add a Toon Dark Magician. We're going to special summon it out using the Red Eyes Toon Dragon, and then special out the Blackluster Soldier from the deck with Dark Magician, discarding the Toon Kingdom. I mean, it's Toons, baby. It's Toons, and they beat Dragon Link. Yo, shout out, top tier. Toon's top tier, bro. All right, onto the next replay. All right, and for our last replay here, also in ranked, it's Kronos playing Mech Knights with Crusadia. So let's check it out. Let's see what they have in store for us. It's a hard going second deck. So most likely, yeah, going second here, we've got a Reclusia, a Blue Sky, and a Red Moon, as well as 2 Emperors. So pretty crazy hand here. Our opponent goes Shadal Fusion, summoning out the Shadal Winda. Pretty disgusting. Then they're going to use the Graveyard effect of Squamata and Wendy, and special summon out in face down defense position a Shadal Hedgehog, setting a card and setting another card. Nothing too impressive here. We're going to get Maximus to hand, activate Imperm on the Winda. Then we can go into Magus using our Reclusia, special summon out the Blue Sky, and we get to search 1 card thanks to our opponent having a monster here. Then we get to search out the Leonis using the Crusadia Magus. We go into Spatha. We'll special summon out the Mech Knight Purple using its effect, banishing itself to summon out to bring out Indigo Eclipse. Then we can use the effect. Okay, I don't know why we did that. Anyway, Equimax here, special summon out a bunch of monsters and special summon out Indigo Eclipse. We can boost the hell out of it and do double damage thanks to the Maximus. So, you know, pretty easy, pretty clean, nothing too crazy with this deck. It's very, very easy to play, very simple. You basically just summon Link monsters and summon more monsters where those guys point. Personally, though, I don't think the Mech Knight variant is going to be the best. I think you might be better off playing the variant with the Parallel Exceed as well as the Kaiju monsters. But this seems really, really solid as well. Honestly, can't sleep on the Mech Knights. So yeah, that's it for the replays. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video. It's a bit tough around this month. A lot of people are going back to work right after the holidays, so performance on the channel is bound to go down during the month of January. So any likes are very, very appreciated. Leave me a comment letting me know how excited you are for the event and what you plan on playing. Let me know what was your favorite deck that you saw on this video and if it maybe made you want to try something else. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much to everyone in the Discord who participated. Make sure to join the Discord, link in the description. And huge shout out also to my UCT tier members. That would be Raptor Rapture, Bunkerman for 20, Dad Dude Joey, Hudamami, Right Toast, Brett Webster. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for the support. And that's it for me. Okay, peace.